Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance, and this is a Conqueror Gun Carriage, aka the Orbital Laser Cannon or the Death Star from above. This is the Tier 10 British SPG, and we're on a new map, a map that you've probably not seen before. This is Klondike. Yep, this is the new Grand Battle map that's been introduced with the latest patch, or with the latest update, 9.21. And it's being commanded, this particular CGC, by UKSkaface. Now, he's a member of What Arty Noobs, has submitted replays before, and I'm expecting good things, but I think a lot of you will probably want to see what this map looks like from an Arty player's point of view. And there are some cover, or is some cover that he can hide in straight away, but he's headed off to the east of the map. See a Jaeger climbing up that steep hill. Yep, that's what the map looks like. As you can see, it centres around this big peninsula right in the centre, which is got water on both sides. There you go, better view, and we've got some enemies approaching, a T110E5 and a Super Conqueror, and they're making it across the water. Yep. Rounds out on the T110E5, and the round went in, so he got a hit straight away. We just don't know how much, because he was unsighted at the time the moment the shell hit. There's the Super Conqueror. Let's have a look and see how much damage or how much health the E5 is missing when we next see him. Now, this is a particular choke point where the tanks tend to battle it out, just on this corner here, on the lower edge. I've seen a lot of badgers and the like end up in this particular area. Of course, there are badgers in this battle, but they're mostly to the north. And there's the E5, and yes, he is missing a sizable chunk of health. He's just under 500 hit points. So, yep, UKSkaface did smack him pretty hard just as he was crossing the water. And there's another E5 there. Round out. Oh, he not only hit the E5, he hit the Super Conqueror at the same time and stunned the pair of them. He got 248 on the Super Conqueror and 453 on the E5. And it looks like they're all pairing up to be bombardier. Not that I'm suggesting it's going to happen, of course, but it's a rather silly thing of the enemy to all come together at these choke points or these firing positions, which is just begging for trouble. Okay, he's had a request for fire on that E5, but he's pulling back down the slope, which makes him a much more difficult target, but he's come back up again. That should make it easier. Round out. It lands in front of him, quite some distance in front of him actually, so he only gets one hit point of damage, but he does stun him. Okay, it looks like UKSkaface is going to be focusing on this peninsula area, on the mining area. Or the mining town, I should say, actually. It looks like a mining town. With the docks. Okay, T110E5. He's almost loaded. Almost there. Okay, no, he's going to go for the I-7, but the I-7's been taken out. He's loaded. He's ready to shoot. Just needs a target. And I think he's going to go. See, the Jaeger's going to get the little tap on the turret on the top. Oh, it just overshoots. It lands between the E5 and the Jaeger and damages both of them. 352 hit points of damage to the E5 and 86 to the Jaeger, and the Jaeger then picked up a load of stun damage or stun assist afterwards. Well, you can see those E5s have got that particular skin, which is another one of Rusty's skins. And that E5 is getting pushed along by that E100. He really should get out of the way of his bigger brother. Yeah, he's going into all of them there. And that round lands just behind the E5 and the Super Conqueror. Again, it's stunned a lot of them. And so there's a good chance that UKSkaface will pick up some stun assist. The enemy is moving across the this ground though, so they are gaining ground as it goes by, but at some cost. They're getting smacked in the process. Right, almost ready to fire. Looks like we're going to go for the... which one? He's going to go for that pair, that Super Conqueror and E5 again. And he gets a hit on the E5. I think it actually did hit the E5. So he picked up 432 on the E5 and 224 on the Super Conqueror. And then picked up a whole load of stun assists on the E100. So he's now to 2k damage with 1.5k assist. But we know actually that 2k damage includes another 500 hit points for the initial shot on the E5. So he's actually running 2.5k damage at the moment. And he's got a nice bunch of targets to fire at there, and he's almost loaded. This could be a pretty expensive shot to the enemy. Oh, it is! Look at that! He's managed to hit 3 at once. He got the Super Conqueror for 519, he got the Jaegeru for 199, and the IS-7 for 320 hit points. That was a massive hit, that was. Not to mention the 254 for the E5 as well. That just shows that in a grand battle like this, you must not bunch together with your teammates, because if you do, you provide a fantastic target for Arty. Or rather, as an Arty player, I say, oh, please do bunch together. We want you to bunch together so we can collect as much damage as we can. Well, that round landed just behind the Jaegeru. And as a consequence, yeah, you can see it's on the corner of that building. As a consequence, he did a bit of damage, 158 hit points, and stunned him. But that's about all. Right, a Death Star's turned up, a FB215B. And that 215B is just taking out a Badger. Of course, the Badger was supposed to replace the 215B, but everyone who had a 215B in their garage is now keeping it. Round out on the 215B. I think that's, yeah, that landed short. He was anticipating that the 215 would move forward, but the Death Star didn't. It just sat there, and as a consequence, it landed short. Okay, there's not much else to fire at on the island at the moment. They are ahead by 6 tanks at this moment. The enemy paid really heavily for pushing across that island. A lot of tanks were wiped out because the defenders on the other side of the water were in very good defensive positions. Okay, that E5 doesn't really want to poke his head around the corner because he knows he's going to get shot at. And the Jaegeru's there as well, and he's kind of blocked at this moment. Round goes in, hits the wreck, gets a lovely twang when it hits the IS-7's wreck. But he stunned both of the enemy, and he did a little bit of damage. Well, little bit. He did 314 hit points to the T110E5 and 44 to the Jaegeru. So they're now 8 tanks ahead, 22 versus 14. And they're really being pushed back heavily in the north. So it is a right decision for UKSkaface to keep focusing on this area, because this is the sole area that the enemy seems to be defending rather well. They've pushed into this dockside area, and it's very difficult to dislodge them at the moment. A nice little defensive position with plenty of wrecks around that corner. And UKSkaface has got nothing really to shoot at. He might have to turn his attention to the north, because there's a few targets up there he could have a go at. And it looks like they're in fairly defensive positions. Is he going to switch to the north? No, he's still focusing in this area. Okay, object 140. Other side of the ridgeline, so it'll be a difficult target. But he's turning around and it looks like he's running away. It looks like he's abandoning this position and moving off. And he's being chased by an object 263. I think that object 263 will find that the object 140 has hightailed it out of there. Although his retreat might be cut off by the Jaegeru, which is coming from the other side. So, yep, he's hiding behind the rock, but unfortunately for him, UKSkaface has put a round in, and that's tracked him, stunned him in position, and 397 hit points there, plus 466 assists. That Object 140 is in a lot of trouble. He's only got 182 hit points left. A splash would kill him, but UKSkaface is not loaded. And the target's been taken out. It's a lovely little defensive position here that UKSkaface is in. I'm sure there's plenty more that we can see. He's just moved a little because there is still an enemy Arty out there, but there's only two enemies remaining, and I think one of those is the Jaegeru, and the other one's the Death Star, and they're both in the area where Scarface was shooting at. There's the Death Star. Unfortunately, he can't get a shot at him, but he can shoot at the Jaegeru, but they've capped out. Oh, that's unfortunate. He could have got some more damage in there. Let's have a look at end of battle stats. Well, it's a second-class tanker for UKSkaface in the Conqueror Gun Carriage. He also picked up a Bruiser Medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 19 in that battle. And he picked up a Gore's Medal because he did damage exceeding 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And he got a Confederate medal on top of that for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else in his team. At least 6 tanks that were subsequently destroyed by other members of his team. And we can see he picked up 18 bombs in that battle. So yeah, he really did well. Let's have a look at the team scores. Well, he came second on damage with 4,996. He was only eclipsed by an IS-7 who died, who did 5,462. He didn't get any kills, which puts him well down the table. Down there, unfortunate, but he did do a lot of damage. And when it came to base XP, well, he was down at 6th position when it came to base XP, 921, but 921's pretty good, so that's okay. He fired 11 rounds, only 11. Got 3 direct hits, 3 penetration, 19 splashes. It shows how close those tanks were together, that he splashed more than one tank with one shot. He did damage of 4,996 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He hit 9 of the enemy but didn't kill any, but he also did stun assistance damage of 1,949 hit points and caused 22 stuns in total. On a premium account, he earned 74,042 credits. And after ammunition resupply, he still took home 60,420 credits. Now that rather bucks the trend when it comes to the VB Addict figures, which actually shows that none of the tier 10 Artys can make a profit. Well, this replay shows they do make a profit. They make quite a big profit, which shows that VB Addict doesn't really reflect the true situation regards tier 10 Artys. On the XP front, well, he earned 1,382 experience points, but there was a holiday ops bonus there which is not showing, so the total amount he took away was 1,631. So well done there, UKSkaface. That was a great battle. You certainly affected and helped your team to win, and picked up a nice Gore's and Confederate to boot, so well done. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay we'll be watching in our next video.